Take a deep breath. Well, good afternoon, everyone. You've already done my first line, so thank you. Please be seated. My name is Rebecca, for those of you here that I haven't met. I am Eoin and Susie's very good friend. I am so honored to be here today as their celebrant. I was overjoyed when they asked me, but quickly had the thought, how in the world am I going to get through this ceremony without crying? Visiting a few weeks ago in San Francisco, Eoin gave me a little pep talk. Said, Rebecca, don't worry, it'll be grand. Just please, don't cry. If you cry, Pat Kenny's gonna have to sing. And we don't want him to sing. So whatever you do, just don't cry. So Pat, I know you have a little number prepared, as you often do. You might want to have that handy for me. So I ask, please bear with me as I work through this ceremony, to make it as special as possible. This is my first wedding, and Eoin and Susie have assured me it's theirs as well. I'd like to start by welcoming all of our family and friends from near and far who are present from Massachusetts, Texas, Oregon, Virginia, North Carolina, Illinois, California, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia, and of course, Ireland. Before we get into the ceremony proper, I'd like to share a few thoughts about these two wonderful people and their adventures together, where I've been lucky enough to be the third wheel on several occasions. From far-flung corners of the world to misadventures in rural Turkey, to epic bike rides in Patagonia, Susie can suggest just about anything, and Eoin will usually happily oblige her. And how can he say no? We've all heard her sing. And Eoin, you've been so patient with Susie as she spent years perfecting her impeccable Irish accent. Eoin and Susie will never be short of imagination, laughter, or love when it comes to mapping out the adventure of their life together. Folks, there's at least 162 countries you haven't been to, and any one of us here could only be lucky enough to travel along in such wonderful company. I am forever grateful to have you both as my friends. Today, we celebrate the best of what it means to be human. Today, we celebrate love. You are invited here to share this moment with Eoin and Susie because you are the people who mean the most to them. The understanding and mutual respect that they bring to their lives together had its roots in the love, friendship, and guidance you have given them. You are their community. They are honored to have you here. And at this moment, I would love to invite the baby brothers up, John Gaskins and James Cannon, to join us for a couple readings.
It's a poem by James Kavanaugh. To love is not to possess, to own or imprison, nor to lose oneself in another. Love is to join and separate, to walk alone and together, to find a laughing freedom that lonely isolation does not permit. It is finally to be able to be who we really are, no longer clinging in childish dependency, nor docilely living separate lives in silence. It is to be perfectly oneself and perfectly joined in permanent commitment to another and to one's inner self. Love only endures when it moves like waves, receding and returning gently or passionately, or moving lovingly like the tide in the moon's own predictable harmony. Because finally, despite a child's scars or an adult's deepest wounds, they are openly free to be who they really are and always secretly were, in the very core of their being, where true and lasting love can alone abide.
Relativity by Albert Einstein. Gravitation cannot be held responsible for people falling in love. How on earth can you explain in terms of chemistry and physics so important to the biological phenomenon as first love? Put your hand on a stove for a minute, and it seems like an hour. Sit with that special girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. That's romantic.
Thank you. Eoin and Susie, I'll now have you face each other to exchange your vows. The symbolic vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we've promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, travel companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher. For you've learned much from one another in these last few years. Now you'll say a few words that take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows, you'll say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. And now, just before you say these vows to each other, I'll remind us all what a vow is. A vow is a solemn promise, a pledge that binds, a commitment of heart, mind, soul, and body. A commitment that recognizes this as the most important of human relationships, above all others. To give and to receive such a commitment is one of life's greatest gifts. Eoin, are you ready to say your vows to Susie?
Susie, my darling, I promise to continue being your co-conspirator when you get a creative or crazy idea into your head that you can't let go of and that you have to do right now. I promise to let you work in bed after midnight, now and then. I promise to continue letting you pack until the last moment possible before our next adventure. I promise to continue telling you how smart, funny, and beautiful you are. I promise to continue trying to be that man of limitless potential that I give you too infrequent a glimpse of, while being humbled that you accept unreservedly and lovingly the very human, everyday me. I promise to grow with you, to challenge you, and to always remain open to being challenged. Susie, I love you.
Eoin, I love you unconditionally and without hesitation. I love you for the kindness you've shown to me every day since we met, and for the kindness you show to every friend and stranger you meet. I love you for your sharp intellect and for the ways you challenge me, always with gentleness and always with strength. I love you for your willingness to grow as an individual and as partners with me. I love you for accepting me as I am, giving me a safe place to grow and change for the better. And of course, I love you for that sexy, sexy Irish accent. I vow to always treat you with kindness, gentleness, honesty, and respect, loving who you are now and who you will become. I vow to never stop working at being your partner, best friend, and lover, today and always. I vow to continue building with you a strong community of family and friends who support us as partners and as individuals. Today, surrounded by people who love and support us, I choose you to be my life partner.
That was beautiful. You can't kiss her yet, I'm sorry. You've both chosen to wear rings as a reminder of these promises. People often say wedding bands are a perfect circle, with no beginning and no end. But these rings did have a beginning. Something beautiful was made from all elements. Love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings and through a combination of luck and effort, imperfect being shaped into something extraordinary. It's the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all. As you look at these rings over the years, I hope you remember that. You've created something invaluable, and just as I know you'll protect these rings, I'm confident you'll protect the commitments you've made to one another today. Eoin and Susie, in the presence of your family and friends who have joined you to share this moment of joy, you have declared your deep love and affection for one another. You have formed your union based on respect, honor, and friendship. Therefore, it is my joyful responsibility to acknowledge your union as husband and wife. Eoin Kenny, you may kiss your wife. Beautiful. Please now I'd love to invite the parents of Eoin and Susie to come forward, and we're going to do a sand ritual here at the altar. These 3 vials of sand represent the bride and groom and each family. You may now blend the sand together, symbolizing the uniting of the 2 families into one. Just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again into the individual containers, so will your marriage and your families be. Wonderful job. You can sit down. Yes, thank you. So folks, I hope I haven't talked so long that everyone has finished their drink, because this is a celebration and every celebration needs a toast. So before I do that, Eoin and Susie ask that you please do remain here for a few minutes after the ceremony. We're going to do a group photo right here on the steps. So to wrap this up, before we kick off the evening's festivities, everyone, if you could please stand and raise your glasses to Eoin and Susie as we celebrate the commitment they've made today. Here's to the hacienda that Eoin and Susie will build. It shall have a distillery on the first floor, where their love will continue to mature like a fine Irish whiskey. A kitchen on the second, so they may eat soda bread when they are hungry. A bedroom on the third, so they may make love daily. And a dance floor on the fourth, so the festivities in life can continue to be mighty. Folks, it gives me great pleasure to introduce for the first time Eoin and Susie as husband and wife. Long cha. And now the celebration begins.
Let me go. And while we have the moment, while we have every captive.
You want the table? Wait, wait, wait.
Yeah, move the table.
You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. We got one here. There's 2 drinks there. Perfect.